Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for you. My name is Lutfialdi Syahrul Fajar, and now I want to present or share to you about the novel that I have read. The title is Politika. This novel is the first book that came from the series named Power Place, that written by Tom Clancy and Mark Greenberg. In case this is the first book that in Power Place, the story is not just directly to the main character, but it is telling about some situation first. Okay, let's jump into it. Okay, the story is about the chaos in Russian Federation, or RF, Russian Federation, that have been some a little bit trouble in their country because of lack of food they have. I begin with the chaos in Russian Federation, and then the death of their president Boris Yeltsin that happened in 1999. I told you that this is not the real story, because in fact, in real life, Boris Yeltsin was died in 2007. Okay. After the death of Boris Yeltsin, the revolution is more bigger than ever. Some group of people says that they want to make another country outside the Russia, and some kinds of that. The main problem for them is the lack of food in Russia. They don't have the source of food that they have in Russia, because they're not their land is not good for plant food plant. Okay, so the government asked the United States, and the US agreed for some reason. Okay. But their agreement is making some kind of new problems, because in the story it tells that the terrorists in Russia feel insulted because of this. They feel insulted that their country asks another country for help, especially United States, as we know that United States and Russia was not really good friends in real life. Okay, so the terrorists thought, that they feel insulted and feel disgusted for that. So they spread terrors in Russia at first, but the leader of the terrorists, with this guy's name as Nick Roma, or as known as Nikita Romanov in Russia, says that we have to improve. We have to move on from Russia. We have to spread the terrorists in America. So the terrorist attack begin in America. So what is unique from the book is that I think the author is kind of predict something. I told you that this book is written in 1997, but the story at the book is around 1999 to 2000. until 2000. Okay, so we know that in America from 1999 to 2000 has a lot of terror attack. Okay, so the terrorists moved on from Russia to America, and Nick Romanov has a partner named Kilea, who worked in America for several years back. Okay, and still she's still in America, and she worked for Nikita. She worked with Nikita Romanov or Nick Roma to spread the terrors. Okay, so from the beginning, from the several first part, let's talk about that. Just this situation of the chaos in Russia, and then some planning of terror attack to America. Okay, at the middle of the story, this book is talk about a businessman named Roger Gordino, if I'm not mistaken. Roger Gordino, yes, Roger Gordino. He's the leader of the company named Link Up. This is the company that deal with connecting people from one to another, and just like a company of a provider, you know, that we have in Indonesia, like provider Telkomsel or IM3, like they give signals for phone, for internet, which is very very important stuff at that time, 1999, 1999. Okay, which is very important at that time, because of the big of his company. Roger Gordino has a secret agent. Okay, what happened? What happened with Roger Gordino and the chaos in Russia and America terror attack? Because of the company of Roger Gordino is a multinational company. There's people from India, there's people from Arabs, and most of them is from Russia, because Russia is the first country who developed satellites, as you know. So the most of the employer of the company is Russia. The terror attack began. Okay, as the story continues, the terror attack begins, and people start to blame Russian that spread the terrors. So the company that Roger Gordino have, from the company that people admire the most, become the company that the most hate from people, because of the Russian in this company. Okay, it makes him pissed, it pissed him. So he decided to hunt the terrorists for himself, by himself. Okay, at first he asked for police, FBI and ZI. He asked police and FBI, but there is no response. After he give them some facts. Okay, I remember one moment when Roger Gordino man's caught up by police. The police says that Roger's man is one of the terrorists. But as the Roger Godino giving the facts, or he says there's no evidence, but the police is still taking the Rogers man to jail. He says to his man, "Don't worry, we got this." So Roger Godino didn't believe in police or FBI anymore. He wanted to solve this case by himself. Okay, at the beginning we say that Nick Romanoff's partner is Gilea, or we say Gilea, Gilea. Okay, Gilea is work for Roger Godino. She's the partner. Indeed, she's partner with Nick Romanoff, but in America, she worked for Roger Godino. Or maybe I can say that Gilea is one of the employer of Roger Godino company. She heard about Roger Godino plans, and she worried. Why? What if Roger Godino success? What if Roger Godino success about this plan to hunt the terrorists? She will be compromised. She will go to jail. So she decided to make some propaganda. She told one of her partner, or Roger Godino's employer, is the terrorist, by giving him some evidence. Okay, but Roger Godino is smarter. He doesn't want more of his employer is going to jail because of that. Roger Godino suspects something suspicious from Gilea. He followed her to her office and heard about a plan about the next terrorist attack in New York Times Square. The time is in the New Year's Eve. At first, he didn't believe that. He didn't believe one of his another employer of his is the terrorist. But at the time begin, Nikita and Gilea do their plan to spread the terror on New York Times, and they did it. Roger Godino saw that, and he's very sure that Gilea is one of the terrorists. So when Nikita and Gilea plan another terror attack, Roger Godino have already know that the plan of Gilea. He's investigated, and then when Nick Roma or Nikita Romanov and Gilea wants to do it, Roger Godino caught them with some police. Finally, Roger Godino can make sure that he will get the terrorists to the police. Okay, that's the end of the story. This genre of the story is action thriller. I recommend for you who love the thriller story. That's all from me. I'm sorry I have too many mistakes, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.